Hey YouTube, how you doing? Got a Honda here. It's a 3-speed. So customer brought it to me. You got your speed up there. Change your speed. And you got your choke and throttle and such on that side. And I got a puppy on my lap. Anyways, so he brought it to me. He said he pulled it like 17 times, and then he pulled the string right out of it. So I got to throw a new string in it. Hey, puppy. He was like, I don't know why it wouldn't start. And after he left, look down here, the fuel is off. The fuel is off. So, yeah, that's probably the problem there. So all I'm gonna have to do is probably put this string on. Definitely change the oil in it. Holy crap, I'm gonna have to change the oil. It is nothing but black. And you see shoes. Look, it's like pure black. Like, I have not seen that dark oil in an engine in a long time. And the engine still be in good condition. So definitely gonna have to start it up, let the engine warm up a lot, and get that changed out. Flush it out with some Marvel Mr. Oil, and then add Marvel to the engine for for the good oil going in. So I'll just flip the fuel on so I don't forget it, and I'll try to extract this string from here. All I'm gonna have to do is find one edge of it and pull it out, and then I'll show you how to restring it. Alright YouTube, so here's the recoil here. The engine is a GCV 160. So what you're going to want to do is going to twist this and wind it up. Winding. Wind until it wants to stop, then let it stop. I'm going to go a little bit further so I can get... I'm going to back off one. There we go. I want to take your string. I'm going to route it through here. And if you're lucky, it will come out just like that. If you can see that. The string's coming out right here. I'm going to take just a flathead or something to jam in here. I'm going to set this down. Hopefully you can see this. I'm going to tie one knot. Leave a good amount of string on the end of it, like that, because that leaves amount of room for that string to tighten up. Because it'll slip a bit, and it'll just get tightened up more and more. So I'm going to take this out, let that reel in, just like so. You get to the point where it wants to stop. I'm just going to pull it one more time, let it reel itself back in. Alright, so I'm going to pull about that much out. Stick that in the handle. Once again, leaving a bit of rope. Tighten that up. Just like that. I'm going to leave that and pull it over and see if that'll tighten up, and then I'll snip off the extra. You have a recoil that works now. So all we need to do is throw the bolts back on, and we'll see what we get out of her. Oop. Alrighty, so I'm gonna see if we can get her to start now. Choke. Let's see. Brake control. Not sure if we need anything. I'll figure this one out. Yes. Oh.
Sorry, this is shaky.
Recoil doesn't want to go. I'll have to figure out what's up with the recoil. Just want to recoil. think it just needs a little bit of lube actually. Probably just spray a little WD-40 on it, it'll just fine. Still won't start, so we'll pop this air cover off here. The air filter definitely needs to be replaced. I'll have to go down and pick one of those up. Spray a little carburetor cleaner. Little carb cleaner down the intake. Choke it up again. So as you can see, it started up, killed again. So it's something with the carburetor. One of the more simple ways to figure out what's up. So it did start and then shut off. So that means probably the main jet in the carburetor is plugged. So the next thing to do is pull that carburetor off. I'm going to just lube that up real quick, probably off camera. No, I'll probably do it on camera, wouldn't hurt. But gotta pull the carburetor off now. Joys, that's the funnest thing to do on a Honda. I'll show you why. Alrighty, so the reason why is because there's a gasket here, and then this plate, or this piece of plastic, another gasket, then the plate, and then another gasket, and then all the levers have to go on top, where they're supposed to be. And then there's another gasket, and then another piece of metal, and then another gasket, and then that. They're just a pain. This plate and gasket are sticking on, so I'm not going to remove them. This gas has Stable in it. It's got a red flavoring to gas. Just so you know, Stable does jack crap. I've used Stable. I've had customers use Stable and bring them back to me with problems. I do not believe in Stable. You can see by the coloring, it's quite a bit of Stable. Hopefully you can see that there. But Stable does jack crap. It really doesn't do much at all. Spraying that out. This fuel just smells old. It doesn't even smell like it was saved at all. Doesn't really smell like Stable did anything, because it really doesn't do anything. Like I said, I don't believe in Stable. The best stuff that I've ever used and will continue to use the rest of my life, it's called StarTron. I need to do a product review of it. I absolutely believe in it. It absolutely works. I've tested it myself against Stable, against other products, and it's just the best. It's the best there is out there. So make sure when you put this back on, have this pointing outward so you can get to it easily. Best thing to do really is to dry your carburetor out. If you don't have a stabilizer, or you're not able to get to a stabilizer, drying your carburetor out is the best. That's what I did for years before I was able to buy buy a stabilizer of some sort. So I just kind of sprayed that out, kind of cleaned the jet out quickly. It's pretty simple. That jet really isn't that plugged. It was when I first started spraying, but it's not now. I'll just throw it back on. It seemed like there's a lot of Stable in there, which could also be a problem, or could have been one of the reasons why it wasn't starting. I'm just going to throw it back on here and see what we get out of it. It should start right up. If it doesn't, I'll look into it. Just a second, YouTubers. Alright, YouTube, yeah, I got my Toyota warming up too. So, started it up and let it warm up for about 5 minutes. As you can see, that's just black and black. Let it warm up for about 5 minutes. Shut it off. Puts a good amount of Marvel Mystery Oil in it. Start it up, let it run for about 5 or 10. Now I'm just draining it out. Oh man, look how black that is. I use Marvel Mystery Oil to flush as well as just a good oil additive. I always add a little too much when I'm flushing because it really helps get everything out. That's what oil is supposed to look like when you preheat it. It's important to preheat your oil at least 5 to 10 minutes before you change it. If it's in a mower, mow with it. Do a full mow before you change your oil. Like if it's in a riding mower, especially riding, because they have a lot of oil. It's just important to preheat the oil. I always touch the bottom of the block as well, like the part that actually connects to the deck. You touch that and it's pretty hot, then your oil's hot as well. If it's cold or cool or barely warm, it's just the temperature of your oil. Top of the block's always going to be warmer. Bottom of your block is going to be the same temperature as your oil. I always wait. Once it gets hot and it's getting pretty warm to touch, I let it run for about 2 more minutes and then drain it. So there's some milky color in there as well. I just remembered I need to shut this fuel off while I'm doing this. We got some milky colors. Looks like possible water as well. Milk. It's not good. This is where you change your oil often. I'll be changing the transmission fluid on the Toyota today as well. I'll do a video how to do that. Wouldn't hurt, right? Blades definitely need to be sharpened. They've gotten dinged up quite a bit. These Hondas do not have drain plugs on the bottom, so that's why I'm draining it from the oil spout. She's still draining. So, yeah, it's coming out. Once it's all drained, probably going to put a cheap oil in there, start it up, let it warm up, and then drain it again. Or I'm just going to put the good oil in, which it looks like I've got quite a bit of bad out. So I'll probably just put the good oil in and call it good. These, let's see, what does this one call for? Oh, still a little bit more coming out. It doesn't say. It usually says on the side of the engine sometimes. Some call for 1030, some call for 1040. I like to use 1040 personally. I'm going to be definitely using 1040 in this. I'll be using 1040 high mileage. The guy uses this as I guess he uses it for like a lawn mowing company, and it's got a lot of hours on it. If it calls for 1030, I'm going to put 1040 in anyways. It's a little thicker. It'll treat the engine a little bit better. It's got a little, it's got some wear and tear on the engine. Probably put some Valvoline high mileage 1040 in it. That's the best that I found for a lot of hours engines. I put it in engines that don't have a lot of hours. It just quiets the engine down and helps with lubrication. So sweet. See you in a second, YouTubers.